So there's some styles for years where reps like to be kind of elusive what it was they're selling. Like, I'm just trying to create a relationship. Like, Danielle, I noticed your business is really nice. They start the small talk before they've established why they're there. And what we're finding is that in a world of like fake news, I don't know what to trust. Like, that's out there. I didn't invent that. Thank goodness. In a world of fake news, people just, what do you sell? What are you selling? I could tell you're a salesperson. What are you selling?
Some experts chase attention, but the smart ones build authority. You're listening to the Authority on Demand podcast, where credibility becomes your competitive advantage. Every week, we're pulling back the curtain on how founders and leaders turn expertise into inbound demand through books that position, media that converse, and strategies that actually move the needle. I'm Danielle Hutchinson, your host and Chief Creative Officer at Authority on Demand. Now, let's turn your authority into leverage. So there's a moment in every serious leader's career where the question stops being, how do I win the deal? And starts being, what kind of legacy am I building? Well, my guest today is someone who lives in that second question, even while he's still deep in the trenches of the first one. Alex Grant has spent over 20 years in sales. He's carried a bag. He's run a region. He's built teams, scaled organizations, and developed the kind of quiet, earned authority that only comes from actually doing the work. Right now, he's building North's first direct field sales channel from the ground up. And on top of all of it, he'll tell you that his family is his greatest accomplishment. Today, we're talking about what it's really like working in sales, what AI can and can't replace, and what it means to build something that lasts. So without further ado, Alex Grant, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you so much for being here.
I am very excited to be here. Let's have some fun.
Hey, real quick before we jump back in, if you're loving what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button and drop us a like. We're bringing you the best authors, the most real conversations, and all the writing wisdom that you didn't know you needed. So stick around because it only gets better from here. All right, now let's get back to the conversation. Yeah, let's get right into it. Let's start with you. One thing that stood out to me is despite all of the work you've done, everything you've built, you say family is your biggest achievement. So let's speak about that a little bit before we get into the nuts and bolts of establishing authority, like family. Tell me a little bit about that one.
You were hinting on AI. AI hopefully is not going to replace my family. I mean, geez Louise. Or maybe they're going to replace me with a better, more charming version. But yeah, why do so many of us work so hard? For me, it's to offer a better life for my family. It's also to show my kids what's possible by focusing, being resilient, putting your mind to something, trying to give them the drive as while my son and daughter, they're both in high school, why they should work so hard, because everything's possible. It's all stepping stones. So it's my family is my biggest achievement. I mean, come on. I mean, you should throw me off the podcast if that's not the answer. But yes, my family is my biggest achievement. It's everything to me. It's what I look forward to as I wrap up my day. And it's also what drives me throughout the day.
I love that. Yeah. And you always have to have that drive too, right? Like, why build if you don't have a purpose to it? Some people have like a mission that they're fighting toward, which I feel like you do somewhat also, but also just the fact of like supporting those around you and your loved ones. So that definitely, makes a lot of sense.
Then you get into sales and
Mm.
how many people have an opinion of sales in general. I mean, forget about my specific company, but just like salespeople is there a possible way to be a salesperson or grow a sales team and not be considered one of those like slimy salespeople? Like, is there a balance for that? And I've found that, and I think that's one of the examples that I'd really like to be a part of to my kids to see that it's possible to have both.
Right, of course. And I totally get what you mean by that. And since you're speaking of sales too, and everybody does have their own opinions of it, you also mentioned the fact that it's been replaced by AI recently, or AI has kind of come to the forefront of it all. So let's speak about that. I mean, you say that's actually been used as a tool rather than replacing. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So this isn't my anti-AI speech. Okay. It's also not my anti-human speech. There's a way to complement. So you have salespeople and you have business owners. And when you're selling technology, and we're in the payments technology space, point of sale system, stuff like that, think about like the gap of knowledge that a business owner that knows their craft, whatever it is. They know their logistics company. They know their restaurant. They know their liquor store. And they're also expected to be able to know how to shop appropriately with every one of the vendors that walks into their lobby, walks into the front door. And so, where does AI come into play in that? If we're talking about selling a complicated software sales process, that's actually why the person in the face to face is important. Now, that doesn't mean that that person couldn't have leveraged tools to help them route their day, find the best customers, find the most efficient use of their time. By all means, of course, you want to be efficient with your time. You'd be nuts as an outside salesperson to pass on leveraging various tools out there. I mean, from basic just AI in a browser to all the different, even Salesforce and HubSpot, they're all infused with AI for better ways to stay organized, for better campaigns. But when all that hard work sifts through, I want to have a person standing in front of a person talking about a very big portion of their business that will probably flow through it. Maybe it's their customer data, maybe it's their payment processing, maybe it's accepting payments. That is a big important purchase for most business owners, as over 90% of revenues for any business these days are they're digital. There's not a lot, the cash is not what it used to be. And in that case, if you're a business owner who, again, I said they know their craft, they don't know everything about every different practice management or POS system out there. When it comes down to it, my friend, AI might have gotten us through the door, but we use the fundamentals of creating a relationship with that business owner, with that person to actually have deals or have business owners want to do business with us. Because when it comes down to it, what my reps and what so many other software companies, we sell trust because any system that we could sell you, it has the complexities that are part of your iPhone or part of your Droid, except quadruple it. And when you really think about the last phone that you bought, Danielle, it's a high probability you bought it for like what, 5 features it does. Maybe you're crazy in 10. Well, your phone does like 10,000 things. And so do these systems that we sell. And there's
Right.
no sales rep that is going to convey all 10,000, but there's also not a room for AI to be able to read the room like a person to person when that business owner, you can tell they're tuning out because like you just went right over my head. There's a lot of person to person communication that happens, mannerisms, body language, confusion. It's all over their face. And that's when we're selling something really complicated. Yeah, I want AI to help me get in the door, but I want person to person to actually help build that relationship and hopefully get us down a path if it makes sense to actually close the deal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in order to actually close the deal, though, you do need to have that trust. So I get what you mean by that, and I guess it kind of plays into what you were talking about regarding like buyer skepticism. Because, like, I mean, if somebody were to walk up to me and try to sell me something, I'm obviously going to be like, no, like, no thanks. You know, wherever it is, like, I'm at the mall, or if they cold call me at my door, even just email me, I automatically mark those emails as read without even like looking at them. So there's an element of that back and forth. I get it. So you would you say that the AI helps build that trust, or more so just helps
No,
you
no, 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 no.
get in the
I no,
door?
no. Oh my gosh, please don't make that quote for me. But that's a good lead in to create some controversy. No, I'm saying that sales reps will leverage AI to find out who the best contacts are to contact. They'll find out different ways to route their day. If we're talking how a sales rep on our team or they're using AI, it is not in an appointment. They're not like, oh, how do I respond to her? No, 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 nothing like that. We're talking the human connection is very pure once we actually get in that door and set the appointment. Um, but when it comes to AI, we're talking to leverage that to help find prospecting lists, to help find what business community they should go to, different ways to find demographics on the best targets. So that's where I'm saying that we're leveraging it, but it hasn't replaced us as far as the sales process goes.
Right, exactly. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean by that. But um, tell us then, what do we need to do to build that trust then? Like, if AI just leads us into it, like, what can the human do once they actually start speaking to somebody to build that like personal relationship and have that trust be there? What would you say?
Yeah. As much as I use it in my life, I got a couple browsers over here open with some stuff I was doing at different workflows, right? As much as I use AI, when it comes to building trust, what sales reps are doing is something real high tech. And that's they're looking someone in the eye and actually having a conversation with empathy and emotion and meeting people where they're at. And at this point, we haven't found a way to replace that when it comes down to it. So, look, here's how reps are building trust. The first thing is when we're prospecting businesses, and my reps, they like to walk in cold, my friend. I mean, they'll take a warm lead, but they do rather well walking in cold. When they're walking in cold, a lot of what they do is they're trying to be the opposite of all the confusion that people experience in their life. And there's actually a growing trend of being very direct about what it is that we're offering. Because the game of sales, when we're talking about prospecting, the way it really starts is once that business owner gives pushback. That's actually when the game starts. And the business owner has to know what they're giving pushback to. So there's some styles for years where reps like to be kind of elusive what it was they're selling. Like, I'm just trying to create a relationship. Like, Danielle, I know it's your business. It's really nice. They start the small talk before they've established why they're there. And what we're finding is that in a world of like, I mean, like fake news, I don't know what to trust. Like, that's out there. I didn't invent that. Thank goodness. In a world of fake news, people just, what do you sell? What are you selling? I could tell you're a salesperson. What are you selling? And so what we found that has been more and more effective is just when we're walking in, interrupting their day. Let's make no mistake about it. We're interrupting these business owners running their business is to be rather direct what it is that we're looking to accomplish, which is, hey, I'd like to talk to you about some of our payment processing or SaaS solutions. My name's Alex. I'm with North. I'd like to see if maybe tomorrow afternoon works for you. What I'm telling you is we're trying to get our first no as quickly as possible. We're trying to give them permission to give us, just like you said, you go to the mall, you're like, no, right? You're like, no. We're trying to just get there because in all my years, we've yet to be able to come up with that prospecting pitch that, well, if you say it like this, they say yes and buy what you're selling. No, that's crazy. So let's stop tiptoeing around the fact that there isn't that magical line that immediately builds trust, immediately makes them want to sit down with you because you've been elusive. Instead, let's just be direct and say, hey, this is what we're offering. Would you like to meet? And at that point, they tell us no. And at that point, that's really where the game starts. And our best reps, the game is fun. It's no big deal. And that's where they build rapport. That's where they say things like, I completely understand. You probably have a solution that really works well for you. And the biggest thing we're doing at that moment is rather than bash that they don't have the awesome stuff that we're offering, rather than that, reference what they do have and actually give them a compliment for that purchase that they made in the past and say things like, Danielle, I got to say, that does look like a nice system over there. I can see why you probably don't want to meet with me. What do you love the most about it? We're going down a path where everybody is surrounded with so much negativity. The wrong version would be, Danielle, I see you don't have what we sell. Let me tell you why ours is better. And before you've really been given permission, they're jumping right into why, hey, Danielle, before I got here, you know you made a bad buying decision by not getting our stuff. And it comes off as really offensive to people. And it actually makes them cross their arms more and they put up their guard even more. And instead, hey, I see you've got something right now. What do you love the most about it? Walk me through that. I do see that one all over town. What is it that's got you so hooked to it that you're not going to break away from that one? I'd love to learn more about it. Those moments of rapport building for some people, it just rolls off their tongue. For other people, it feels like I need a script. I need a script on how to build rapport. Those are the folks that struggle the most in our game.
Right, of course. So I appreciate you walking us through some concrete examples as well, too, just like showing exactly how to build that trust and those, like ways to get into the conversation without automatically having them shut those doors. Like, tell me what you like most about what you already do. And that also has a dual factor of like getting them to talk and also giving you an opportunity to bond with them and find your way in as well. So super important there. Now, we've talked a bunch about sales and how to get there, how to build that trust. Now, I'm curious because you've also not only done that, but you've built yourself up as an authority figure in this world because you've had such success and learned all the tricks. I'm curious to know, like, for anybody else who's wanting to get themselves up there, wanting to build a legacy like you have, um, what is something you wish you knew when you were first getting started?
What did I wish
Kind of
I
hard.
knew when I first got started? All right. So, um, I think that I would go back to just the core of recruiting and what success looked like that. When I was new at recruiting and building a sales team, I remember my manager, he was kind of yelling at me. It was in an encouraging way, believe it or not, but he was saying, Alex, you want everybody to be perfect. And it's about time you stop looking for what you classified as the perfect person and look at their characteristics a little bit more than what they have on the resume. With some version of that. And I wish I had the recording because to this day I do think about that. It was a big turning point for me where I had very, very low attrition of employees, except I didn't hire enough. I didn't hire enough because you just needed to be like this magical checklist that I created because honestly, I probably hired two people that were successful. So then I tried to put everybody in the box of those two people. And so the biggest thing is I wish earlier on in my leadership and recruiting career, I wish I took more chances on people. And I say chance because everybody's a chance. Someone took a chance on me. But I wish that I took chances on people based on things like how resilient they are, rather than do they have some sales background that is looking intriguing or checks some box that I've created because I had success with that one person. Because, if you move this story fast forward, I have tons of people that I hired that checked those boxes that also failed. But you like create the story like, oh, she's from this background. I need to hire 10 more like her. And then when it all comes and goes, you actually put blinders on yourself. You stop looking for characteristics and you're looking more for that resume and those companies they worked at. I wish I knew at the very beginning to have a faster start to hire for character much more than the exact cookie cutter background that maybe someone on that's listening today has created that world that they need people to fit in that box.
Understood. Yeah, I appreciate going through that as well. And it sounds like it's a lot about adaptability, then kind of like trying one thing, finding something that needs to be improved, and continuing on until you've got yourself to where you are now. And now you do have that legacy. You have a company, you something that's going to last. What would you say that what it means to you personally, having that type of authority under your belt, and what does it mean for North fitting into that picture as well?
This opportunity that I got here at North, I got to tell you, I'm on top of the world right now. Finding this place where I was in my career and what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to, build something from ground zero, but to find a company that has a 30-year track record, a 30-year legacy, extremely profitable, yet privately held, and be able to come here and build an outside sales force. Danielle, on a regular basis, like I'm absolutely tickled. I don't want to say that I lucked into it. I guess if you could like have a universal measuring stick, it had to do something with putting myself out there and doing this for so long, and some good opportunities come your way. But I mean, what does it mean to me? It means everything. I don't know about you, but I like I need to make money. So do you. I bet. I'm speculating. Unless you're independently wealthy, and to be able to find an opportunity where you can really love what you do all day, even to the point where, hey, if it runs into the evenings, like the passion drives you through that. When you can find something that you love what you do and you're able to make a difference in the people's lives that you hire, man, what does it mean to me? It's everything. Like it doesn't feel like a job. Sure, they pay me, great. But it's also great where you can be a part of something that you feel good about the lives that you're able to impact as well. From the business owners that we offer awesome solutions to make their business more profitable. That's awesome. Small business owners are the pillar of this country. But then it's just the families that you impact, where you find these salespeople, they've been in this hamster wheel their whole sales career. And what I mean by that is they get good at their sales job. They make more money, they make more sales, and then the company restructures everything so they have to sell more to probably make the same or less. It means everything that North has offered me the opportunity to actually build something that's fair, that this could be their career if they choose to be. I mean, I'm looking for people that really want to be a part of their legacy for their family, and this means everything. It's so much fun. It's a lot of hard work. I wouldn't change a darn thing. I just like to keep them. I keep thinking, you're excited where you're constantly thinking, oh, I can't wait to see where we are by next quarter at this time. Oh, I can't wait to see where we are by the third quarter at this time. I'm having a blast. It means everything.
I love that. I love the passion behind it all, your joy when you talk about it, your excitement for it. A lot of people go about their days and their business is kind of like one task after the other. It's mundane, or they feel like, okay, I have to do this to get this. But for you, it's like you're excited about it. You're grateful for the opportunity. You're looking forward to the next steps every day. So what I'm gathering from that also is an element of that passion is necessary in order to establish that authority. Was that something you'd agree with as well? What do you think?
Hold on, to say your question back to you. Did you say that do you think that passion contributes to success?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like some people just say like, okay, like I want to have my name on something. It's something everyone does. Let me do it too. But I feel like for you, it's more like I'm driven. Like I'm excited for this. What would you say?
I would say you are darn right. Like the passion that I have is sincere, and if I was in the wrong role, I would be able to fake like some tonality inflections. But the truth is that I I really need to find something, and I found it. I really need to find something that I'm passionate about, because when I can find the right gig, and I'm in it right now, um, I mean, I can move at warp speed, and I believe that anything's possible. And I think that if there's like a myth sometimes that some people say, "Well, I'm not that passionate, blah blah blah," of a person, like maybe speaking with themselves. I think they just haven't found what they might be looking for. I think everybody has a very similar degree of passion within. I think one thing is a lot of businesses kind of frown on it. It's like not professional to be so passionate. I think you also have to find a company for you that allows it. I mean, there are many corporations that would not be a fan of the passion that maybe I'm unleashing here, Danielle. But you found a good place like North, and they're looking for nothing but that. So you find a great place. You obviously have to find a product that you believe in or a company you believe in, and you put those two together. You work hard, and you keep going when others would stop. Anything is possible.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us and for that inspirational note to end it all off on. I'm curious to know now, if people want to get in contact with you, learn more about it. I'm just going to go to north.com, is it, or any other sites that we should head to?
Yeah, you can go to north.com. Anybody could also just go to LinkedIn and type in Alex Grant North. I'll come right up there. You can shoot me a note. I'll be happy to chat with anybody through LinkedIn, or we'll set up a call. Anybody that's interested in either sales leadership or sales, we are growing at leaps and bounds here at North Direct Field Sales. And yeah, just look me up on LinkedIn, go to North, go to careers, and we will get in touch with you without question, Danielle.
Okay, well, there you go. There you have it. Thank you so much for all of that, guys. You've heard the insights here. Alex here has built an incredible platform. He's given us tons of insight. At the end of the day, I'm learning it's coming from adaption. It's coming from finding the right rapport, the right trust, and of course, the passion behind it too. So thank you for this. It's been a conversation I think a lot of people needed to hear. Everyone, the
All
link
right.
to all of Alex's work in the description box of this podcast today. So check it out, get connected, and of course, be sure to continue on to new episodes of the Authority on Demand podcast. We'll see you next time, everybody.
That's a wrap on another episode of the Authority on Demand podcast. If today's conversation sparked something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with a founder or a leader who's ready to stop being the best kept secret in their industry. If you want to turn your expertise into inbound demand, head to authorityondemand.com to see how we help clients go from unknown to in demand. I'm Danielle Hutchinson, and I'll catch you on the next one. Now, go build some authority.